past, patiently waiting. I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties of sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And it will just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
The revolution and blockbuster success of Hamilton on Broadway has elevated our nation's first Treasury Secretary to the status of pop culture icon. The Caribbean-born founding father is celebrated for his life here in Manhattan when it was the nation's capital. But some of the more important events in Hamilton's life took place just north of the city in our state capital. Our sister station, WMHT, has compiled a fascinating look at one of our founding fathers in a new documentary. Take a look.
From founding father to Broadway icon, Alexander Hamilton is a compelling figure who still captivates us today. A political genius who helped to shape our federal government, often remembered for his life being tragically cut short in a duel with Vice President Aaron Burr. Join me, Ryan Fitzpatrick, as we explore Hamilton's Albany life, from marrying into the wealthy Schuyler family to the feud that fueled the duel.
Joining me now is Heidi Hill, one of the contributors to Hamilton's Albany and the historic site manager at the Schuyler Mansion. Heidi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jenna.
So, in the musical, we're introduced to the Schuylers, the Schuyler sisters, of course, as the daughters of this wealthy, influential man, general from the capital region in New York. But the Schuyler family actually has quite an impact. I mean, we've got Schuyler County, Schuylerville, there's a statue of the general in Albany. Who are the Schuylers, and what role did they play in New York going from a colony to a state?
Well, the Schuylers first landed on the shores here in 1650s, and they were really descended from carpenters and bakers and made their fortune in the fur trade in the 17th century. There were all sorts of furs coming out of the interior, and the interior was really based at Fort Orange in Albany, and this is where the Schuylers were based as well. And so they were really poised in the perfect position to the interior west along the Mohawk River and the Hudson, connected to the Atlantic, and became very wealthy landholders very early.
It would really have behooved Alexander Hamilton, this young, ambitious kid, to have attached himself and, of course, married into the Schuyler family. What role did they play in his ability to become the success that he was?
Well, certainly the Schuylers were one of the leading families along the Hudson River Valley, and Schuyler probably was known very early to Hamilton when he first arrived in Manhattan, but certainly Schuyler becomes one of the major generals, one of four major generals under George Washington during the Revolutionary War. And because Hamilton is really known as this genius and he's sought after by many, Washington brings him into the fold, and Hamilton becomes one of his favorite officers. Because of Hamilton's relationship with Washington, he's quickly connected to the Schuyler family and may have been first introduced to them in Albany in 1777, and later meets Elizabeth in 1780 in New Jersey at the Winter headquarters. This connection is so important because the Schuylers are really at the center of society at that time, both in New York City and Philadelphia.
Given the fact that there's been so much enthusiasm about the musical and interest now in the life of Alexander Hamilton, has there been an increase in interest in the Schuyler Mansion?
There has been a huge increase. Where we used to see about 6,000 visitors a year, now we see about 17,000 visitors a year. And we have developed a Hamilton Focus Tour that really is an interactive experience for visitors, helping to read the quotes, the Hamilton quotes, the Elizabeth quotes, the quotes from the family. And so it's really a fun way to learn history.
Well, speaking of some of those quotes, the musical sort of alludes to the fact that perhaps there was a relationship between Alexander Hamilton and his sister-in-law, Angelica. But actually, from reading those quotes, that's not necessarily the case.
Well, it's interesting because 18th century education really encouraged people to emote in their letters. If you loved someone, you let them know. If you were close emotionally to someone, you really had that play out in letters. And you can see that in letters from Philip Schuyler to his son-in-law. You can see that in letters from Thomas Jefferson to Angelica, the sister-in-law that you speak of. It's not really that odd that Angelica and Hamilton are sharing love for one another. You see Hamilton doing this in letters to Margaret as well, or Peggy, I should say. It's just really a flair for writing in the 18th century that really makes us blush, I think, a little in the 21st century.
Well, it's the difference, I guess, in relearning how to understand the English language. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and share a little bit about Hamilton's Albany with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.